For a better night's sleep or a way to improve your air and oxygen intake, well, we've got a fun-filled episode in store for you tonight. Welcome back to Bargain Brand Wellness, where we review or talk about the intake nasal strips and how effective they really are. So welcome back to Bargain Brand Wellness, our health and wellness live stream about everything wellness, where we welcome back our warriors of wellness, our self-care connoisseurs, our students of wellness. Let's get into it. Welcome back for another fun-filled episode. We're going to play some games here a little bit, review the intake nasal strips. At least that's the brand I have. I know there are other variations out there. These are the ones that I've been using for the last 6 weeks. And I'm going to review those. We're going to talk about them and, see what we think about them. Are they good or are they trash? Welcome. Glad to have you all back. We are live on YouTube at Bargain Brand Wellness. We are also live on TikTok at Off Brand Tim. Join us on either platform. Head on over, click the share, click the follow or subscribe button, click the like. Gives a little love. We appreciate you. Waiting for some of my wellness warriors to join us. We're coming back after a little bit of a hiatus we took over the summer. As we shared on Monday. Monday was our first night back after I don't know, like 3-month break. We had planned on using the summer to actually help the channel grow. And that didn't really happen. We ended up just taking a break from everything between trying to do this 3 days a week and plan and write scripts for episodes and school, because I'm back in college. Why going back in your 40s? I don't know. Just my calling, I guess. And then I also do a little bit of a second job on the side. I think just between all three of those, it was just a little much for me, and I needed a break. I wanted to enjoy the summer, which for the most part I have. Right? Nothing special, but just enjoy, just relaxed. We're hitting it back full spring as we get into the fall season, and it definitely feels like fall out there. Summer ended quickly. Just like that, it's 60-something degrees, maybe getting up to the 70s during the day, but those nights are getting a little chilly already. I had to close my pool really quickly. I wanted to get that cover on before the leaves start falling in it, because that is a mess. But anyway, so we're back. Let's get some background music going on while we wait for our friends, for y'all. Our background music comes to you, and as my TikTok friends can see, comes from the Relaxed Movement YouTube channel. They have these 12-hour videos of copyright-free music, and not bad. I mean, it's something to have in the background. I don't know if it's something that I'd listen to on a regular basis, but it's nice having it in the background. Little kind of kills the silence for us. So yeah, I was talking about this on Monday. I've been messing with my new fidget, my new cube. I learned how to do this during COVID, right? During 2020, we didn't have a whole lot to do, and so I did learn how to solve these, and I found a nice little algorithm, because there's definitely a strategy. Anybody who thinks you can just sit here, unless you're some sort of savant, some genius, most people just can't sit here and memorize and figure out exactly how to get there. There's a strategy, and there's a lot of different strategies, mind you. But I found one that really works well for my ADHD brain. If we have time today, maybe I'll show you how I solve it. I got my time down to around 4 minutes. I can probably get it a little bit quicker, but I really got to memorize some of the strategy. It's kind of the middle part. If you know anything about these, basically you keep the yellow and white. Yellow's on top, white's on the bottom. You kind of solve from the bottom up. The yellow piece is kind of the harder, because you're solving the yellow without really changing these. You change them within a move, but as you complete, this stays where it's at. Try lowering my background. Got you, bro. It is a little loud, isn't it? TikTok said you guys might not be hearing my voice clearly. But anyway, so yeah, so you kind of solve these from the bottom up. So the top, the yellow and top layer is kind of the hardest piece. There's a lot of strategy to that part. It's not super difficult, the strategy I found, but definitely got to memorize it to get my speed, my time down a little bit. All right. See a couple people joining, even if it's just for a moment over there on TikTok. Stick around for a little while if you don't have nothing better to do. Right, we're a health and wellness live stream. Right, our plan is to continue to stream 3 nights a week. Mondays are typically our kind of motivation. We're Monday motivation. Today, which is Wednesday, is going to be kind of our wellness trend Wednesday, kind of our theme. And then not every Friday, but most Fridays, we're streaming as kind of BBW After Dark, where we kind of talk really just about anything, kind of open it up a little bit, whatever we're interested in. Conspiracy theories, sports, video games, movie, whatever it might be, because that all still kind of falls in the realm of wellness. You like what you like. We are going to be, we haven't done it yet, as we're still a pretty young channel, but we are going to start. Fridays is when we'll have guest on. When we do start doing that, could be as early as this Friday. I haven't solidified anything yet. I'm not going to tell you we're not going to have anybody on here with us on Friday. So if that's interesting to you, stop by Friday, probably roughly around the same time. If we don't do Fridays, we'll probably do Saturdays. The plan is always do 3 days a week. Hello, Mother. How are you? Glad that you're over there on YouTube. How's it going? It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Oh, a beautiful day in the neighborhood. All right, I'll tell you what. Let's while we're kind of waiting, see if anybody else is going to join on. I don't want you to miss all the fun. Let's play a game. All right, what do we want to play? What do we want to start with? Let's start with the Daily Wordle. So my friends over there on TikTok, you can see it there on the top of your screen. My YouTube friends, we're going to yeah, we can go with this size. That should be a decent size for you. Watching the Pirates and Dodgers. Who's winning that game? Phillies are still doing pretty well, good. I don't know if you saw their ace, Zach Wheeler's out for the rest of the year. But they're still doing pretty well. They won what's today? Wednesday. They won on Monday against the Brewers, who are best team in baseball. So they're playing them right now. Last I looked, they were down 2-0. But Phillies I still think they got a shot. I think they don't do it this year. I don't know if they're going to do it anytime soon. They're starting to get a little bit older. All right, let's get into our Daily Wordle. Pirates 3, Dodgers nothing, 7th inning. That's what I like to see. Like to see it. Let me guess. Skeens is on the mound, or was on the mound. He might be out by the 7th inning, or this is his last inning. Pirates aren't an awful team. They're just they just need some pieces to really get it going. I feel like they're kind of where the Phillies were at there a few years ago when I first started getting back into baseball. They got some good players, just don't have it all together. Skeens is tomorrow night. Ooh, nice. All right, let's get into our Daily Wordle. I've seen people work on these online, so no, I don't want to hint. So I do kind of have a little bit of a cheat. I don't think it's a cheat code, but it's just certain words that people always start with. Stare is a common one to start with. So we know we got a T and an E. Cloud is another one people like to start with. And just like that, you can see we figured out 3 of the 5 letters. I believe the other one was pinky, as people usually like to go with. Because we knocked out 4 of the 5 vowels. So C, T, and E. C, T, and E. Let's go ahead and knock out the I with pinky. No, so there's 1 vowel. Now there could be a double vowel. So we know we have C, T, and E. We probably, because there's no Y, there's probably 2 E's in this. There's no R. I was thinking cater for a second. I'm glad these aren't timed, because this one's the one I did on Monday. It was a quick. I don't even remember what. I think it was least. I got that one real quick because I had all five letters. CT. I'm automatically throwing CT. So I can't think of. It's got to be a double E. There has to be two E's in it. C and T is really. I'm almost wondering if the C and T is not together, but then you got the E in front of it. I don't think that's going to be it. What the heck is this? We might have to try another word just to kind of cancel out some of these letters out of what we have available, so we can try to place the E. What if we did something like fever? I know we already used the R. That would get rid of the F and the V and see if the E falls in any of one of these two places. Kind of like that. I will say, although I know what Wordle is, I am a little new to Wordle. I just started doing it as we kind of came back. So let's try fever. I'm feeling good about that one. Ooh, okay. So we know we got the F and the E in the right place. We know there's no V in there. And there's probably only one E. Well, maybe. So F, E, and then we have a C and a T. I'm not sure. FCT effect. Fetic? Is fetic a word? Yeah, and I hope that's not the case. I hate it whenever they use like made up words. And I don't want to cheat. I don't want to like Google something. Fect. F-E-C-T. There's definitely no word. Fetch. Fetch. We're so good. We so good. Oh, 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 oh. We so good. Oh, oh, oh. That was fun. I like doing those. All right. This is another one. These ones get a little harder. Let's do our daily connections as well, because these get pretty hard too. If you've never seen this one, you have to. There's 4 groups of 4 words, and you have to figure them out. They're not always obvious. And here's another example. I mean, and it's sometimes how they lay them out makes it even more difficult. Because that's when they start the very top row with Wednesday or Wednesday, which is today's date. Gives you the illusion those 3 go together, and they probably don't. So we have Wednesday, Dawn, Flower, Bond, Genesis, Alf, MTV, Fly, Fuse, Start, VHS, Birth, Poll, and Combine. And I will tell you, I did this on Monday, and 2 of the groups I got pretty quickly. One of the groups it took me a little bit, and then the last one, because there's only 4 left, so you're kind of automatically got that one. I can't remember what all 4 of them were, but it had something to do with a cardinal. So it said like MLB player, NFL player, clergy member, and bird. That was it. I would have never got that one. All right, so I'm seeing MTV as a channel. I automatically go to Fuse. Fuse, I believe, is a channel. I don't have cable TV anymore, but I'm pretty sure Fuse is a channel. But I'm not seeing any other ones. And then I go to NES and Genesis, which are gaming consoles. But those are the only two. I don't see any other. I'll tell you what, some of these are hard. And you can click hints, which I don't, since it's a hint within here, we'll use if we have to. I don't necessarily consider that being cheating, but I don't really want to do that unless we really have to. Bond, combine. Okay, so I'm seeing bond and combine. There's a way to kind of fuse, bring something together. So we have bond, fuse, combine. But I'm not necessarily seeing. If wed was weld, we would say that. This is one, they give you so many mistakes. Sometimes if you're not sure, you're just going to have to make a guess. Like I said, I'm not, same thing with these. A lot of these mind games, I've seen them before, but I'm just getting into them, so I'm not great at. I'm not terrible, but dawn, I almost think like dawning, like I dawn my weapon, but I don't really see that as like combining something or bonding something. I don't really see, other than birth, which birth is like a combination of two people who came together at one point. I don't know if that's right, but I don't really see anything else that automatically throws something out at me. It could even be something as simple as MTV, NES, ALF, and VHS are all acronyms for something. MTV, music television, NES, Nintendo Entertainment System, VHS, video, home entertainment system, or whatever it is. And then ALF, the character, actually stood for some alien life form, I think. Let's run that one first. All right, we got it. TV related abbreviations in the 80s. Hey, nice. Okay, so that knocks those ones out. That was easy. So here's another one I'm seeing, but I'm trying to think what fits with it. So I'm seeing flower and day. I'm always thinking words that begin with sun, sunflower, Sunday, but I don't really see anything else that fits in that one. That was my immediate thought. Like that's just the first thing that came to me. What about wed? You think, is that a way you're thinking of joining things together? I don't know how far behind me you are. We have mistakes we can combining things. Wed? Oh yeah, duh. Oh yeah, you wed, you combine. Yeah, duh. Thanks, Mom. Use bond wed. Submit that. I didn't even think of it like that. I mean, I was thinking wedding, but I didn't think of that as joining. Okay. All right. Okay. So that leaves us down with day, fly, flower, start, Genesis, pole, birth, dawn. Okay. Hear me out. The start of something. Genesis, right? The first chapter of the Bible. You'll appreciate that one, Mom. Our first book of the Bible. Birth, right? Beginning. Dawn, beginning of the day. And isn't, well, I was thinking flower, but start. Right? I wouldn't mind getting a perfect score. I've never gotten a perfect score on one. But then how did day, fly, flower, and pole fit? Unless I was right on the whole sun thing, and is sun pole and sun fly a thing? I don't think so. I'm thinking the beginning of something. Let's go with that one. Hey, we got it. Beginning, perfect score. What do we think day, pole, fly, and flower are? What's up, Blake? How you doing over there? We're just over here playing a game. May. Good one. Yep, that's exactly what it is. I guarantee that's what it is. May. Yep. Good job, Mom. So we were on the right. I was thinking sun, but we were on the right track. All right. These are fun. I like doing these. All right. Awesome. 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 We so awesome. We so awesome. All right. So nasal strips. All right. This is basically, let me back over here. All right. So we're going to watch some video reviews of this, but I wanted to kind of explain to our viewers exactly what I'm talking about with these nasal strips. So I didn't get all of them. It comes with 4 different sizes. I just brought out the one that I use. So basically, you may have seen those nasal strips that you put on across your nose. It's supposed to open up your nasal passageway. This is really good for people who have a deviated septum, which I don't know if I have. I might, but I do have a lot of issues with my nose. I think some of it's allergies. I started taking Claritin again, and I've noticed it's actually gotten a little bit better. However, I did want to try these. I like trying new products, whether they're good or not. I do believe in the placebo effect, but I wanted to try something new. I bought the intake nasal strips. And so this itself is just a plastic piece with some metal on it. But what you do is you take the little nasal strips, right? And you put those, they stick on your nose and they have a little metal piece. And then when you put it on, your nasal cavity out. So let me put it on, and then I'm going to give you kind of my thoughts on it. So I always start just to kind of get some of the grease off my nose. You could probably put these on after you take a shower, but I don't always take a shower at night. I take an alcohol wipe and just wipe down my nose. Oh, that burns the eyes. All right, so wipe that down a little bit. And then what we do is I take one at a time, put them on. I try not to get the sticky stuff on my fingers so I don't mess with it any, because these things will kind of lose some of their adhesion if you touch them too much. All right, so we do that, right? And then we just kind of, well, this is hard without a mirror. I don't want to mess it up. I think I got the right spot. Yeah. And then I have to turn my head backwards. Yeah, that's a good spot right there. I usually do this in the mirror. So this is a first doing this on camera. All right. Put that one on. And I'm putting this on now just because I put it on before I go to bed anyway. Right there. Yeah, I'm kind of having to guess it. I think that's a little bit further back than I usually put it, but it'll still work as long as it's within that kind of relative area. And anyway, and this piece right here is just a little applicator. So that way it's easier to put on. And then all you do, you just take this and you clip it on and it opens you up. And so here's what I'm going to tell you. Let me throw these away real quick. It really does open you up. I'm just going to be very honest with you. I don't know. I've been using this for roughly 6 weeks, maybe a little bit longer. I really enjoy it. I do find I have a better sleep at night. I don't know if I'm going to give it like a 10 out of 10, but I have noticed I'd breathe a lot easier. I don't typically wear it any earlier than right before I'm getting ready for bed. Like right about now is about the time I would be putting it on anyway. So I do really like these. My couple initial thoughts, the intake brand, here was my issue, is I had automatically put in for a thing of refills and I ran out before they came in. And trying to get a hold of people from the company, I got very frustrated and canceled my subscription through them. Now I did renew it, but I renewed it through TikTok. So it's still coming from the same company, but they were really hard to get a hold of. And when I kept telling them my order hadn't come yet, this will give it another couple days, is what the AI that they use kind of had responded. I'm like, no, I'm a brand new customer. You're a relatively new product. I'd like to talk to a real person. I couldn't get a hold of a real person. And by the time I did, I had already canceled my subscription. I was very honest with them, gave them honest feedback. I said, I loved your product, but I don't like the website was even confusing. it didn't even, it showed my order, but it didn't give me any information. It didn't even show if it had been shipped yet, and it had been ordered like a month before. I was really frustrated with that. So I finally got them. Ordering it through TikTok, believe it or not, probably should be more efficient. You could probably get them on YouTube, or not YouTube, Amazon if you wanted to. But yeah, so I do like them. Cost a little bit more expensive. A month's supply is going to cost you, depending on where you're getting them and what kind of discount, it's going to cost you anywhere from 20 to 30 bucks. I'll let you figure that out for yourself if that's worth money. For me, for right now, that's worth that money. I can't say for sure if long term that's going to be. I mean, you figure over the course of a year, that's $360 at $30 a month. That's a lot of money. And how much of a better sleep are you getting? I'm having some issues with my hips, so that kind of influences. But aside from that, my breathing, I feel pretty good. Now, like I said, I have nasal issues. I'll still wake up in the morning. I'll still be a little stuffy, but I'm not as stuffy as I normally would be. I can still breathe better. I'm really curious to what these feel like the next time I get sick, which I don't get sick that often anymore. So I am curious about that. But with that being said, let's check out some reviews on this. Let me pause our background music. Let's start right here with this one. This is about a 2-minute video. The hard truth about the viral magnetic nasal strips.
Amazing. And then you just clip this on the outside, and then this.
Let me tell you the cold, hard truth about these viral magnetic nasal strips, all right? There's a company, Intake Breathing. They invented the product. They have a good product.
Okay, I didn't know they invented
it. On Amazon, you can check it out. Now, like all good products, once the Chinese find a good product on Amazon, they take that product and they copy that product.
That's very true.
So now there's just thousands and thousands of these rip-off ones. They look the same, they do, but they're not. And I'll tell you why. It all comes down to this here, the stickers.
I'd say it probably comes down.
And in particular,
that would have been my guess. It's not necessarily the nasal. This is pretty simple. You can't mess this up. I would say it's the stickers. I guarantee it's a certain patented brand that it just has the perfect adhesion. They'll come off if you mess with them too much, but as long as you just put it on and leave it, they stay on.
The adhesive, the glue on the sticker, all right? You can wash, dry your nose, clean it as much as you like. 5 minutes, these will start to peel off. Is mine starting to peel now? This is a cheap one here. It'll start to peel off. So 30 minutes, it's off your nose, it's useless. So I just jumped on here today because that video there, what is it? Sleep Clips, has something like 67 million views. And that means there's probably, what, 1 million people who are wasting their money on this cheap knockoff crap out of Alibaba. It's like $1 on Alibaba. It's useless. Don't do it. If you do want to try the proper product,
I will tell you, it would be nice if they were cheaper. If these cheaper because you can. There are other things in the world that you can get these cheaper knockoff versions for that are, yes, made in China, kind of like the Temu stuff, and don't have that brand, that label on it. But then there's some things that you can't. I would say this is probably one of those. I don't know if you're going to find any of the knockoff cheaper versions of these nasal strips that actually stick and stay on.
Pretty damn good. It's expensive, a little bit too expensive in my opinion. Jump on Amazon, check it out. And when it comes to like nasal strips, no matter what it is, it's really important that you clean and prep your nose to get the best results. So it actually stick. Witch hazel wipes work wonderfully. Great for CPAP masks as well. Clean your face.
Alcohol wipes work fine for me, and it's not like I'm using it like all day. It's just a little bit to wipe the grease off.
And then just dry it well. You got to dry it. So get a tissue, dry it up.
And it dries on its own. Like it dries. The alcohol wipes dry within seconds.
That sticker.
Okay.
Have a good day. Cheers.
So, I mean, I agree with that review. The intake brand is the better brand to get. My only real advice is be careful ordering from their site. And I hate to say that because I love the product. I think it's great. It's just I wasn't happy with their way of kind of informing you if your order was actually on its way. And then the price a little bit. I mean, it was a little high. It's a little wasteful. You know, I don't really like wasting stuff, but I mean, what are you going to do? It is what it is. So, I mean, that's probably the best video. I can't really think of anything else. New Magnetic. I don't want a super long video. That one's only 16 seconds. The problem is a lot of these reviews you see, especially if you're watching them on TikTok and it says at the bottom it's sponsored, you have to be careful. I mean, you can tell there's certain ones that are like selling it. They're like obviously being parody for that. But then there's other ones that'll say how much they swear by a product. And it's like, but it says at the bottom that sponsors getting commissions or something like that. There are some, I will tell you, there are some TikTok reviewers who do give honest reviews. I've watched a couple of those, but even there, they're still getting commission. So you got to find that trusted source. I was really trying to find a shorter one, not 15 seconds short, but here's one. Backlash. I want something that's, I mean, it could just be false advertising, but actually, is this the same guy?
Recently, I did a video on these
same guy.
nasal
So
strips, and I said the stickers
we'll just watch
do
his
not
video.
last. I copped a lot of backlash, probably from the people selling it. I don't know, but watch very, very closely to this chick and the sticker on her nose. This is their own ad, by the way. Here it is. Watch closely.
Yeah, you can see how it's pulling up already on the. Yeah, and that's, and I will tell you, if you don't get the if you don't get your nose clean, even the intake ones will do that. I had a couple did it. It was when I was first doing, I was messing with a little bit, moving you don't want to move your nose around too much. Because it's magnetized, so it's holding on. You kind of want to sit, that's why it's best to not put it on until right before bed. Now, they do say you can also use them for like sports, like before you work out, before you run. Haven't tried it for that. I'm sure it would help with that because it opens you up, makes it easier to breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth. Haven't tried them for that, so I can't really say for sure. Yeah. All right. Welcome back to another wonderful Wednesday. This is our Wellness Trend Wednesday, where we're out here having a good time. 9:02 p.m., September 3rd. Guess what today is? Today is my little princess's birthday. She is 10 years old. Today is Reagan's birthday. Anybody who's ever seen my content that I've had videos with her, you know who I'm talking about. Happy birthday, Reagan. She's not on here, but she should be in bed because she's got school in the morning. I don't know, 9 o'clock's a little early, but she should be about ready for bed. Hoping to get some more of my wellness warriors back on here soon. I might have to have a conversation with them. Some of the people I work with who are joining us on here haven't been on yet, but I also didn't announce it. To be fair, I didn't go around telling everyone, hey, I'm starting back up September 1st. It was just kind of something I had in the back of my mind. I was kind of curious to see who would jump on. So I'm not mad. People got lives, people got other things. But I was kind of curious who all may or may not jump on. Yes, we didn't really plan anything. Even this stream right here, I didn't really put anything out until like 6:30, kind of on our Facebook group, which is probably what I'll keep doing because I know I do have like a, I think it was like 60 or 70 members or something who's on the Facebook group. We were streaming on Facebook when we first started doing this, and I wouldn't mind doing that again, only because we had people who were joining us over there, people who I know in my personal life who like content. I wouldn't mind getting over there again, but the reason we stopped was because the chats weren't coming through. So that's the only reason we stopped. And Facebook's not really known for streaming. I don't mind multi-streaming, but I kind of wanted everybody in one place. So I think we're going to keep doing this. We're live on YouTube. We're live on TikTok. I think that's going to be our main two going forward. We have a Twitch channel. We streamed over there a couple times, got no viewers whatsoever. It's more of a gaming channel anyway, but there is like the, hey, let's just chat part. But I think you already kind of have to maybe have a following over there. So we probably, I don't know that we'll touch that all that much, but I have heard about Kick. I don't know much about it. I haven't checked it out myself, but I think Kick is kind of a relatively new kind of like Twitch. So we may eventually check out Kick. We definitely just want to broaden our horizons a little bit, but we'll see. So I'll tell you what, while we're hanging out, let's play another game. Let's go over to a word salad. These are relatively new. Some of you may have never seen these before. But these are pretty cool. The words are kind of combined in there a little bit, and it tells you, this one does time you. And we did a couple of them yesterday, and our last one took us a while. It took us over 20 minutes. We did, I think it was like 25, maybe even 30 minutes to get it. So you find the letters in here, and you kind of scramble them together. It tells you how many words there are and how many letters each one is, and it gives you a category, which is funny, joined together, because that was part of one of our connections clues. So we're gonna jump into this one. So this one's joined together. We have a 7-letter word, 2 6-letter words, 3 4-letter words, and a 5-letter word. And I think that the bottom part's in alphabetical order. I believe. I can't remember. All right, joining together. What do we got here? I'm gonna say connect is one. So CONNECT is gonna be our 7-letter word. And then as you can see, if you've never seen these before, some letters will go, if once they're done being used for those, because there are some letters that are used in multiple words, they disappear, which does make it a little bit easier. So connect, you don't get it, you don't lose things for, I'm seeing count. Nope, that's not one. I see a CK right next together. I feel like those could be combined. I saw count too, but that wasn't one of them. The PL, pleasant, See, when you see like in that top right hand corner, you see the GLS and PN together. There has to be a combination there. So like GL glue. There we go. See that when you sound it out, it comes together. Glue. G is gone. That's hard. The S and L could go together, or the P. Click. I know that's not one, but I always like to try them just in case. Slick. Fleck. Line. Tilt. Flit. Flick. And I will say, usually they sluice a word. I was just saying that can't be a word. I never even heard of that. I was just going to say they usually use pretty like standard words. Nothing that you would need like a thesaurus or a dictionary for. Is sluice a word though? Tillutin. Tick. Splice. Ooh, that's a good one. Splice. Nope. Can't be splice. I can't get to that. Oh, yeah, there it is, duh. I was looking at this C down here. Cool, Mom. I still keep seeing count just because it's there. It's like, how can it not be count? Net? No, it's only 3 letters. We got connect right away. The longest one. Sometimes the longest ones are the easiest ones. How's it going over there, Slayton? I see you over there hanging out on TikTok. Give us a hi, how are you? Thanks for the like, Slayton. Yeah, and here then, see, I'm trying to keep this channel PG-13, but I'm seeing a very inappropriate word right here that I won't say. This is a word actually I refuse to say. Thank God it's backwards. Trying to keep this channel PG-13. Trying. Plunt is plunt or no? Pluco. All right, what do we got? We got a 6-letter word, 2 4-letter words, and a 5-letter. Pirates won 2 in a row. Like to see it. I don't have nothing against the Dodgers, but hey, anything that keeps them behind the Phillies. Because I don't know if the Brewers still have, like, even though the Phillies are doing good, they have like a 4.5, 5-game lead on the Phillies for best record in baseball. Ooh, good one. I didn't even see that one. Couple. Damn, Mom, you're pretty good at this. Eventually, I would have gotten there. And then now that it's down here, this does make it a little bit easier. Like, I automatically saw link. Knit. And why am I seeing untie? But that's unite, duh. I was saying untie. I'm like, wait a minute, that's not joining together, that's taking apart. Yeah, so as you can see, once you get them, that wasn't bad. 6 minutes and 37 seconds. It's a little help from my mother, which I appreciate. Once you once you get it going a little bit, it kind of all comes together. Thanks for the help, Mom. I appreciate it. Bing, 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 bing. Over here, got my Rubik's Cube all messed up, all mixed up. I said before, I found a nice strategy that works for me, and I'll tell you what, I don't know if it's awareness or what, but like there's certain things with my brain. Since I've been diagnosed with ADHD, maybe I'm just more, it's kind of like you just pay attention more to it. The way my brain operates with certain things. Like, so I've seen different strategies for these, and at first what worked for me was understanding the directions you move. So if you're supposed to move a piece clockwise based off how you're looking at it, it's considered that. Or if you move it counterclockwise, it was that direction prime. So like, this is your right side, right? So turning this clockwise would be R, turning it counterclockwise would be R prime. Then you have your top, which would be, or up, clockwise, or U, and counterclockwise would be U prime, and then the same thing for all of them. And at first that really worked for me, until then all of a sudden I would see like this string of like 10 letters with an apostrophe, because you use an apostrophe to denote prime. Then that really got confusing for me, and I noticed I couldn't move as fast. So what I found that actually really worked for me is the strategy I found. It's about a 36-minute strategy. I don't want to have to watch this 36-minute video every time I want to solve a Rubik's Cube. So what I found was, if I just write the number of the steps, so as an example here, I have one strategy that I haven't quite memorized, has 6 steps. If I write down the numbers 1 through 6, and then around that number, put an arrow in the direction I need to turn it, for whatever reason, that works for my brain. So, for example, in this one, the number 1, I do a kind of like a circle, like telling you to turn in that direction. That one's easy because that's telling me the face, the front, that's telling me turn clockwise, either turn that direction, or if it's going this way, turn this direction. The next step is then the number 2, and I have an arrow off to the right pointing up. That tells me right side, I turn away. The third step is an arrow on top pointing to the left. So I turn the top to the left. The fourth step is another arrow on the right pointing down. That means I bring the right side towards me. 5 is another arrow on top pointing to the right. So I turn the top to the right. And then number 6 is that same circle, but going the other way. I turn the front face that way. That works for me. That works for my brain. Other people might look at that and be like, I don't understand what that means. Which piece is going up? Which one's going left? That's just how it works for me. How it's oriented around the number makes sense, because what's easy about this one, now I could do a bottom one. This strategy doesn't have you move any of the bottom ones except for in the very last piece or the very last strategy, and I already memorized that one. It also doesn't have you move any of the rear ones. I haven't seen any strategies that moves the back part that's away from you, because it's the way you hold it, it's kind of too hard to get to. So a little bit difficult. But we're roughly an hour in, so I'll tell you what, because I usually can get these done in about 4 minutes. I'm not gonna really time it, but we'll solve this one stream for y'all, and we'll see how we do. I know we'll get it. Sometimes I have to go a little slow because sometimes I might miss a step. So the easiest way I found to do this is you start off with a daisy. So we're gonna start off with the yellow center. Yellow's always on top, white's always on bottom. And it doesn't matter if they match up anywhere. You're just basically putting a white daisy on top. All right, so we have our white daisy on top, your yellow center with your white edges. The white corner doesn't matter because we're basically flipping this over. Before we do that, we're going to match up this white piece. It's orange. We're going to match it up with the center, and then we're going to turn that part upside down so we don't touch it again. We've got our greens matched up. We're going to turn that one upside down. Now our red and blue we don't have matched up, so we just got to move those to match those up. Blue's matched up, turn it upside down, and then we match our reds up to turn that upside down. And basically what that does is then it gives us a white cross, and that's going to be our new kind of starting point. Now we just got to get all, we're going to solve the bottom. We're going to solve the white. Like I said, getting pretty good at this. Never done it on stream before, so we'll see how we do here. Move it around, and I'm used to holding it down. I'd like to keep it on screen for you guys. This is where I said before that I was thinking about maybe like getting a camera that I can like maybe put down here on the table, so that way you guys can see it and I can do it more naturally, because it feels weird me kind of holding it up here. But that part's pretty easy. So we got the white solved, and then what that does is then solves the entire bottom piece as well. Basically now what we do is we solve the second. I'm not really going into strategies a little bit. I'm not an expert like that, so I hate it when TikTok does that. It says inactivity. Hold on one second. It didn't do that when I did this on Monday. It didn't do that. I don't know why it does that. Anyway, all right. Anyway, I'm not doing strategies on here. I don't know it like that. I'm just telling you I can solve this. All right. Like I said, this part I have still pretty memorized. It's just once we get to the yellow part, that one I don't quite, because there's more steps to it. I don't quite have that part just yet. We'll eventually get there. All right, and so just like that, we've got. I'm sorry if that was out of camera again. I didn't mean to do that. I usually hold it down here. All right. So anyway, we got the second layer solved. Now here's where I don't have it. Remember, so I am going to use my strategy, just so you know. It's not cheating, still strategy. I'm slowly memorizing it. All right. So first, we're going to start off. We need to create a yellow cross on top. Alright, so we have our yellow cross, right? And we've also matched up all the correct sides. We want these edge pieces to all match up. Alright, so now we've done that. We've already solved our yellow edges. Right, so what that means is we can actually go right into the next step and solve the yellow corner. So we actually are going to skip, which is the longest step. Y'all can see that. Yeah. We're actually going to solve that because the edges are already where they're supposed to be at. So we're going to move into the corners. We need to match up the corners. So what we need to do is we need to find a piece that matches up, and I don't think we have any. Oh yeah, we have one. We have the orange and blue. It's not in the right rotation, but it's in the right spot. It's got the orange and blue, and it's on the orange and blue side. So that's the piece we're going to start with. And after honestly one, maybe two of these, we should be able to finish it up. And that part I do remember. Let's bring this up here. I just messed up my thing. See, and I do that sometimes, but I think I messed this one up because it shouldn't be like that. So let's reverse this. No, I moved the right piece. I don't quite know how I got to that, to be honest. Let's well, shoot. It's happened a couple times. Right there in that step somewhere, somehow I did the wrong thing. Going too quick. All right, no problem. We'll just get back to where we were at. Should only take a second to get there. Okay, there we go. We're back. I just had to make one more move. Or no, we're almost back to where we started. Yellow cross. Yeah, then we just need to move these. So we actually have to go back and do the yellow edges again, which is all right. Some I don't know what I did in that last one. I messed it up. But anyway, we're back to where we started. We just all have to fix the edges. These two edges, the green and the orange, match up. We just got to get the red and the blue to match up. I think it's because I'm holding it up here. It's really throwing me off. All right, we got the yellow edges matched now. I think that's what it is. It's throwing me off having it up here. All right, so corners. All right, the orange and blue is in the right spot. I said only one, so this is where that's supposed to be. There we go. Oh, and well, that has never happened. I'm not quite sure how, but we solved it on that. There was actually one more step. Somehow it oriented. That's the first time that's happened. So anyway, hey, there we go. We solved it. Y'all didn't think I could do it, did you? But anyway, that's never happened. There was one more step, but somehow the yellows all got rotated. I mean, I guess you got a 4 and 4 chance. So sorry if you couldn't see it on camera. If I had it down too low, but like I said, I think I'm going to get a camera to orient to look down. That way, if we're ever doing something right here in this area, you all can see it a little bit better. I can just switch camera views. So. All right. I'll tell you what. Here was the next thing I wanted to look at tonight. Since this is Wellness Trend Wednesday, I wanted to look at some weird wellness trends. I want to react organically to the video, so we're just going to test this out. I have not watched this video, but I tried to find as recent of a video as possible. This one was made 2 days ago. By a channel, it must be a small channel, Elise Joan. It's got 634 videos, but it was 2 days ago. Called Ditch These Wellness Trends. Let's jump over here and let's watch this video. Let's pause the music for a second.
Here are 5 wellness trends I will never touch again, and what I do instead that actually supports my hormones, my energy, and my longevity.
All right, so, and we'll kind of react to these in real time as we can.
What looks like healthy on the surface can actually silently wreck your metabolism, stress your nervous system, and leave you feeling more depleted than when you began. Believe me when I say I have been there. Back in my 20s, I followed the trends, and I definitely paid the price. Now, as I approach 50, I lead with science.
I mean, she's a small channel, but she's got 3,500 subscribers, so.
And I'm sharing exactly what that looks like. There is a lot of noise in the wellness space, and even some outdated messaging that's downright dangerous to our health.
And I will say that before we kind of get into that, as someone who does pay attention to a lot of wellness stuff, I have also noticed there is a lot of junk out there, some of which I've tried. Not really sure if it was really doing anything. Like I was taking Shilajit. Some of you might remember that video. I've tried some other supplements, whatnot. Some things are, yeah, they are a waste. Some things are just a money grab, but some things do work, and some things are more on that placebo effect. So it's, it's hit and miss.
Especially as women in midlife, we are told to eat less, train harder, fast longer, and push through pain. But most of these strategies were never designed with our biology in mind. So when I was younger and I tried to follow them, even as a wellness professional, here are some things I experienced. My energy crashed. My sleep completely disappeared. My stress spiked, and my hormones were a chaotic mess. And so today, So
I can agree with the stress of it. So as I've shared with a lot of people, I do or I have done intermittent fasting, where you only eat for so many hours out of the day. And so the most common one is the 16-8, where you go 16 hours without breaking, consuming anything but water, basically, or coffee or anything that doesn't have a sweetener in it. And then you have like an 8-hour eating window, and you can fluctuate. You can do like a 12 and 12. But anything less than that, you're actually not going into a fasted state. So anyway, so I've tried intermittent fasting and I liked it. But for me, I didn't really notice any change in my body. Now, I'm not a very big guy. I'm not even above 200 pounds. I'm probably getting a little close. I haven't really been to the gym much lately. So my biggest issue is the gut. I know you can't really see it here on camera, but if you know, we all struggle with the gut, which is probably more related to stress than anything. And so that was kind of my main area I was trying to improve. Intermittent fasting didn't do anything for me in that area. If I was overweight, trying to lose weight, sure, I believe it would have done something for me. I've also heard that intermittent fasting, going in that fasted state, ketosis, is supposed to be good for your brain health. I did not experience that. It actually caused a little bit of anxiety in me during the times that I've tried it. Yeah, I didn't really notice a benefit as far as brain health goes. Now, I think my vitamins were probably a little bit depleted. I had seen that you still need your electrolytes, so you could put like a pinch of like good quality salt in your water and take that. Can kind of help with brain fog a little bit. I never tried that piece, but I will say with intermittent fasting, it just caused more stress than anything. I still like it every once in a while. I've considered even trying the 24-hour fast again. I was doing that a little bit a year or two ago. It was cool. You just have to be careful on what you break your fast with. Nothing greasy, like very, very light. It probably won't even fill you up, but you need to ease your stomach back into food.
Walking you through 5 trends I've left behind decades ago for good, and what I choose instead now to support real results that actually last. I'm turning 50 in just a couple of months, and I actually feel better than I
She's turning
did back
50. She
in
looks
my
good for 50.
20s when I was following these trends. Trend number 1, rigid 16-8 intermittent
Isn't that?
fasting.
I swear I did not. I swear I have not watched this video. That's funny.
Flattened my energy. Extreme fasting every day put my
What's up, buddy?
body into perceived stress, especially with the demands of a busy work schedule and training. Now, I fuel earlier and I fast intuitively.
Sounds like fun.
Rigidly. Wellness trend number 2, I'm leaving far in the rear view, is cardio, and more cardio. We all used to think that more cardio meant more results. Instead, what we got was cortisol spikes, muscle.
Right now, my mom was on. I don't know if she still is. She hasn't put anything in chat. She was on YouTube. Blake was on here for a minute. I saw Slayton popped in. She was, but she didn't. I don't think she stayed on long. Slayton popped in, gave me a couple likes, and Blake was on, gave a couple likes. I saw a couple. I think Maddox popped on for a second. Tyler, but nobody stayed.
Is there anybody on Facebook?
I'm not on Facebook. That's what I was explaining. That I liked Facebook because there was people I knew on there, but the reason I stopped doing it is because I couldn't see the chats coming through. They weren't coming through. So as of right now, we're just on YouTube and TikTok. Yeah. But anyway, you're interrupting my video. You don't have to close it. You can leave it open. So anyway, kind of pause in there. It's actually kind of good timing. The intermittent fasting I already explained. Cardio. I'm not going to say cardio is bad, but kind of what she's getting into, the cortisol spikes. I have heard about that you really want more of a brisk run. If you're not really trying to lose weight, if you're overweight and you need to drop like 50, cardio is going to do wonders for you. But if you're just trying to be a little bit healthy, maybe trying to, like me, just trying to get a little gut, cardio probably isn't going to do a whole lot for you other than just kind of getting your heart rhythm going up, strengthen your legs a little bit. But I'll let her kind of talk, and then I'll talk a little bit more about it.
Loss and outrageous fatigue. Midlife in particular is not about more sweat. It's about smarter movement. So now I do my signature strength training programs like Bar Blend and LABA 4 to 5 times a week, and I feel stronger than ever. Trend number 3 to...
Yeah. And so basically what happens is when you go for a run, your body thinks, okay, why am I running? I must be being chased. So that's a stress hormone that then goes, that converts in your body, and it's cortisol. And your cortisol is the fat storing hormone. So that's the hormone you don't want to spike. Right. And so that's where it then tells your body to store more in there because it shuts down your digestive system and just puts more there. So just to get rid of this a little bit of belly fat, cardio is really not the answer. Not high intense cardio. You want to go for a brisk walk, burn some calories, that'll do it. But you don't need to sprint as fast as you can. Hey, yo, Joey Twig, how you doing over there? You getting ready to play some football? No. Good question though. No, we're reviewing the intake nasal strips. I started wearing these about 6 weeks ago to help me sleep, and we were reviewing them today. I like them. I like them. They're a little bit expensive to get the good intake brand, but I like them. So anyway, so intermittent fasting, yeah. I don't snore, but I do have nasal issues, so it was really more for just kind of open me up a little bit, and I do notice a big difference. Yeah, I mean, I think everybody snores a little bit, but I don't snore all that much. So yeah, intermittent fasting, cardio. Yeah.
Leave behind low fat diets. Let's call this what it is: hormone sabotage. Your body needs dietary fat to produce estrogen, progesterone, and to support your brain function. I ditched the fat free trend a long time ago and have been preaching it ever since. I brought back avocado, salmon, full fat cottage cheese, yogurt, olive oil, all the things that allow my body to thrive, to optimize, and even improve the quality of my skin. Number 4.
Yeah. So the fat free thing, and I've learned a little bit about this. Fats have gotten a really bad rap over the years. But then we realized a lot of your fat free stuff that you used to buy, they removed all that fat, which is removing a lot of flavor. Well, guess what they put back in it to give it flavor? Sugar. Next time you go to the store, because they still sell it, buy some fat-free chocolate milk. Fat-free chocolate milk is delicious, but it's got a crap ton more sugar than just regular chocolate milk. Fat-free, right? Fat was kind of labeled as the villain, of the health industry. But where it's really more sugar. Now there are some unhealthy fats, your even saturated fats gets a bad rap. Saturated fats like good stuff, like she was talking about avocado, what you get from, fish, those omega fatty acids, good stuff. You want to stay away from your trans fats, which are illegal. And then fats that kind of contain come from your like hydrogenated oils, so vegetable oils, canola oil, soybean oils, things of that nature. But yeah, fats themselves are not a bad thing. Nuts, avocados actually are really good at helping satiate you. In fact, I do that a lot of evenings. If after dinner I'm still a little hungry, I'll eat a little thing of my little bowl of my trail mix, and all the nuts and stuff in there, believe it or not, will actually kind of fill me up.
Popular trend to leave behind is cold plunging right after training. Look,
after training, okay.
When it's aligned, but plunging right after a hard workout or when your cortisol is already high, it will make you feel more depleted, not more resilient. And here is some fun science for you. Cold plunging right after a workout, particularly strength training, can actually blunt your gains. So here's how that works. When
Really?
you strength
I did not
train,
know that.
you actually create these microscopic tears in your muscle fibers. This naturally triggers an inflammatory response that is essential for muscle repair and growth. That post-workout inflammation is not a problem. It's actually the stimulus your body needs to adapt and get stronger. But when you jump right into a cold plunge immediately after training, you reduce that inflammatory signal far too soon. Essentially, you're shutting down the body's natural repair process. And studies have shown that cold exposure right after resistance training can reduce muscle protein synthesis and limit hypertrophy over time. Now, I cold plunge strategically, not when I need nourishment or recovery. I take.
Okay, so I was worried she was going to say cold plunging was bad, which was unfortunate because can a cold plunge be bad for you? That was what I was worried. I was worried that that's what she was saying. She's just saying right after training, which I didn't know. So I guess if you're going to cold plunge, you just do that as its own thing. Because I've heard about all the benefits that you get from that, but I guess it makes sense if from a cortisol perspective, because cortisol is the one hormone that you want to limit as much as you can. It's a survival hormone. That and adrenaline. Don't do it right after a workout because you're already at that exhausted state, right? That survival mode state. So that makes sense. Okay. There's a good bit of danger from being in a hot tub too long too. Yeah, I have seen that. Too bad for Hot Tub Time Machine.
That instead. As a woman, I also always plunge at higher temperatures. That is ideally 50 to 55 degrees as opposed to 40 degrees for men. This helps prevent hormone disruption.
40 degrees. So I thought it was supposed to be colder. I know Joe Rogan does his at like 30 some degrees, and he's he's crazy. He has one that has jets that moves the water around. That way you don't build up that thermal layer. So I didn't know the temperatures. I mean, 40 degrees, I will tell you, is still cold. I jumped in the pool on Monday to put the cover on and get the steps out of it. Granted, it's not that cold, but it's cold for what I'm used to, and I still felt it for a minute. I've had to get in that pool because we forgot to take the steps out. I've had to jump in like part of winter before it froze. Yeah, that wasn't fun. That was like being in a cold plunge.
We have different guidelines than men. I'd also recommend waiting at least 4 hours after training to hop in that plunge. Number 5 trend, we are letting go, counting calories obsessively. The mental.
So here, this is a tricky one. Before she gets into it, counting calories obsessively. I understand the obsessive part. The counting calories thing has kind of went up and down over the years because they've talked about that going all the way back to like Weight Watchers. People talk about count your calories. Here's where I'm still a little stuck on this because they say a calorie isn't always a calorie, right? And what I mean by that, a calorie is just it's just a measurement of energy. It's how your body burns the energy, the energy it has, the food or fat that it's getting rid of. So a calorie of something that's really bad for you. Let's take soda, right? So just regular sugar loaded soda, Mountain Dew. 10 calories of that is not the same as 10 calories of broccoli. They both burn differently because that Mountain Dew is empty calories. You're not getting anything from that. Whereas the broccoli, you're getting all this extra stuff. So I kind of wanted to pause there because I'm not sure if that's what she's going to get into a little bit, or is she focusing more on the excessive, like if you're set for 1,000 calories and you hit 1,100, or not 1,000, but let's say 1,500, get into a calorie deficit and you hit 1,600, it's not the end of the world. I'm curious if that's what she's talking about.
Math, the guilt, the disconnection from my own body. When you trade food freedom for false control, it doesn't work.
I agree with that.
Here's what I do now and what I recommend for all women. Focus on how you feel, not just what you track, and trust your body more than you trust an app. So you might ask, what?
So, okay, so how you feel, trust your body rather than an app. I agree with that. I do think a level of discipline though comes in with that, because as we were talking on Monday, you can give yourself 1,001 excuses to do the bad thing is usually the easiest thing because you get immediate gratification from it, right? Whether it's soda, candy, potato chips, whatever it might be, you immediately feel it tastes good. If it's high in sugar, it immediately spikes your blood sugar real quick, so you feel great, but then you feel like crap moments later. It's no different than how I mentioned before about, the struggles of going back to the gym. I feel great after I do it, but yet I still have to force myself to go on a routine basis. So I agree with what she's saying there. But I think you also need to be a little disciplined. Like, don't get down on yourself if you mess up a little bit, but recognize that you messed up a little bit and get back on the horse.
What does work for me now? Well, I'll give you some of my top 10 tips that have worked for me as I.
All right, so here's a bonus. We get top 10 tips
50 in just a few months.
Now, I think I will say a little disclaimer. The way she's talking about this, I think this is mostly tips for women, but they might still apply to men. I don't know. We'll see. Put a sweet hot chicken pizza from Hartley's in front of me. I don't have self-control. I had one on Saturday, Joey. It was delicious. So good. Anybody who's never had a sweet hot chicken pizza from Hartley's, you don't even know what you're missing out because it's not even technically on the menu either.
For one, I eat within 90 minutes of waking up, and I always lead with a protein and healthy fat dominant breakfast.
Okay.
Protein and healthy fats
eat within 90 minutes.
My blood sugar.
I have been working on that. I have been trying to start eating breakfast
and give my body a clear message. You're safe and you're fueled and you're ready to train. Another thing I do is I walk daily and I strength train smarter 3 to 5 times a week. No more 90-minute spin classes or draining boot camps. I build muscle in a smart and comprehensive way based in mobility. I support my joints and I give my nervous system the space to regulate.
The other thing I've been I've been saying I want to get back out is yoga. I just need to find the space that works for me, but I do want to start getting in yoga. I'm heading to bed. Took a melatonin. It's knocking me out. Melatonin doesn't do that to me, but I'm glad it does it for you. Could be the placebo effect, but if it works, it works. Night, Joey. Have a good night. Thanks for all the likes. Thanks for popping by. We'll be back on Friday.
Number 3, I prioritize full-fat whole foods when I can. This is cottage cheese,
I like that.
wild salmon,
I mean, that makes sense.
rich in omega-3 fatty acids,
Full
avocados,
fat,
nuts,
whole
seeds.
foods.
These are hormone allies. They are not enemies. So now I nourish for longevity, not restrict.
Another avocado I like. I just always forget to buy them, and I'm always worried that when I buy them, they're going to end up going bad before I end up using them. But I do like avocados.
I also have learned to protect my sleep like a sacred ritual. 7 hours at least, ideally 8 to 9. No negotiation.
8 to 9. I don't
use
know if I can do
consistent
9.
wind down routines, which I
7 to
share on
8
this
I can
channel,
do.
low lights, magnesium, and healthy boundaries around nighttime stimulation.
Magnesium. I have seen about the magnesium at night. I take like a trifecta of magnesium. I just take it whenever I eat. But they do say like there's a certain type of magnesium that's actually best for right before bed. Apparently it's supposed to help you sleep. I don't know. Mine's a trifecta.
Finally, I live by rhythm, not restriction. I eat in rhythm. I move in rhythm. I rest in.
And that's good for
That's how I
not
support
stressing.
My nervous system, my energy, and my goals, and how I have helped thousands of women live their best lives without burnout. Wellness does not have to be extreme to be effective. It doesn't require restriction, obsession, fixation, or biohacks that drain your system. It does require alignment. Alignment with your biology, with your season of life, and maybe most importantly, with your own intuition. If you are ready to ditch the noise and finally build a body and a lifestyle that feel good, hit like, subscribe, and maybe join me inside the Limitless Life
I
Blueprint.
could have
where I
sworn she
can
was
personally
said
coach
top
you
10
to
trends.
do
I could have sworn that
wellness
was 5.
differently.
But
Because this is
that's
not
all right. No, but you know what? I liked that video. I liked a lot of what she said. The only thing I didn't totally agree with was the whole like counting calories thing. Like, don't what'd she say? Feel like within rhythm, which I agree with, but that was the only thing I didn't. I still think you need to be disciplined. So, but we are going to give her a like. I'm not going to subscribe, but if you want, if you like this content, I mean, she seemed like she knew what she was talking about. Elise Joan, ELISEJOAN. Check out her channel and give her a like, give her a subscribe, share her content. Yeah, no, I liked it. That was a good video. I'm not going to close. I don't know how to link that. Maybe if I link it in my video, my review. I don't know if like that'll help her out, helps me out. I don't know. Well, so I'll leave it out. I'm not going to close yet. But yeah. All right. Put some music back on in the background. Oop. I'm thinking about maybe playing another game, like another. And when I say game, these are quick games. There was the one website that we didn't try out on Monday. It's a mind games website that has a lot of different stuff. Some of these I don't even really know what they are. So, but it looks like there's a bunch of them on here. So let's go to. Let's share the screen with. I know my friends over on TikTok can see it, but let's make sure you guys can see it over here on YouTube. Let's just click on Brain Games, see what we get. Handle. This is getting 4.5. The ultimate mastermind game with 5 playing cards. Listen, I love card games, so let's check this one out. The ultimate mastermind game with 5 playing cards. Guess the correct 5 playing cards in 6 turns or less. Green box means correct card, correct spot. Yellow box means correct card, wrong spot. Blue box means number value of card on correct spot but wrong suit. Blue frame means number value of card on wrong spot and wrong suit. Okay, that was kind of confusing. I mean, I'm not worried about ad free. Let's play. I've never played this, so we've got a quick ad, which is fine. I've never. I was going to go full screen. I was going to do full screen on this, but. Oh, now we can go full screen. Can you all see that? I don't want it cutting off. And it kind of cut it off a little bit. All right. Okay. Let's put the rules back up. Green color. So I just need to pick. There's 300 million different combinations. Can I get it in just 6 attempts? Okay. So I need to guess. Okay. Because it's going to tell me if it's the correct. Hold on. I need to pull this back up. So if it's a green color, it means chosen card is in hand and correct spot. So if it's green, it's correct. If it's yellow, it means the card is in the hand, but in the wrong spot. Blue means that third card is the 7, but not. So if it's fully blue, it means it's 7, but not 7 of hearts. While a yellow and blue means the same, but also that 7 spade is in the hand. That's confusing. We're going to play this game, but that's kind of confusing. I don't really like I like the idea behind it because there's 300 million variations, but that's really confusing. So like my automatic thing is like, what's your 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, so we have a blue. So none of these 4 cards are in. Oh, okay, and it takes out all the ones that aren't. Okay, so that does make it easier. So it cancels out. So it's telling me that there's no 2s, 3s, 5s, or 6s in. There is I think that's a 4. 4 with a blue frame means Jack is in the hand, but with the other suit and in another spot. So the blue frame, so it is a 4, but it could be any of the other. It's either the 4 of diamonds, hearts, or spade, and in a different spot. Ooh, that makes that even more difficult. So, I mean, what do we do next? Do we do 4 diamonds, 7, 8, 9, 10? Okay, so we know we have a 4 and an 8. It's not 4 of diamonds, and it's not 8 of hearts. So it could be 4 of hearts. No, shoot. But it's not going to go there. Let's go 8 of diamonds, 4 of hearts, Jack, Queen, King. Okay, so Jack of diamonds is that, wait a minute, is that one right? It's weird. I got to keep pulling this up. This is kind of a hard one. Third is a 7, but not 7 of hearts. Wow. So it's in the right spot. So the 7's in the right spot, but it's not that suit. Okay. So it's not it's not the Jack of diamonds, but it is a Jack. All right. So, and the 8 doesn't go there. So, I mean, we don't have much left. Ace. Let's put the 8 here. It's not a heart or a diamond. So let's go club. Let's go Jack of hearts. We'll put the 4 here. So it has to be the 4 of spades. And then it could be another 8. It could be a Jack or an ace. Let's go Jack of spades. Okay. So we've got the Jack of Hearts and the Four of Spades. We now have the Ace of Diamonds. It is an ace in this row, but it's not the Ace of Diamonds. Okay. So let's go Ace of Hearts. This Jack is coming up here. This 8's going here. So we've already done, so it's got to be the Jack of Spades. We already got the Jack of Hearts, the Four of Spades. Or, wait a minute, no. This has to be a Jack, not an 8. So this should be Jack of Clubs, followed by Jack of Hearts, followed by Four of Spades, followed by 8 of Spades. No. Okay, no, the 8 of Spades is in the right place. Did I click on the wrong one? Okay, it is Jack of Diamonds. It's just in the wrong spot. Okay. I thought that meant it's not in the right spot. Hold on. Blue frame. The Jack is in the hand, but with another suit and on another spot. But there's no other spots to go. If it's a full blue, it means it is that in that spot. Hold on. Yellow card means the card is in the hand, but in the wrong spot. Blue 7 of Hearts, as given in the example, in third column, means the third card is a 7, but not the 7 of Hearts. While a yellow blue means the same, but also that the 7 of Spade is in the hand. So if it's got the yellow in there, it also means that that suit is also in there. Okay. Which we didn't get any of those. But Jacks in black with the blue frame means the Jack is in the hand, but with other suit and on the other spot. Black color means the black card is not in the hand. So is it talking about that Jack? So was I wrong in the way I was seeing that? Or is it Jack of Diamonds? It's the Jack of Diamonds. But I thought that meant different suit. Or is that the right suit? But not 7 of Hearts. We already got the Jack of Hearts. Jack of Spades, Jack of Clubs, Jack of Diamonds. So we're down to, this is confusing. We only have one last guess. It's either Ace of Clubs or Ace of Spades. I'm going to say Ace of Clubs because we already have 2 spades in here. I'm not sure what this is, because that was kind of confusing. It's telling me there's a Jack. So there was a Jack in this column. Is it referencing these Jacks? Because I already guessed the other 8. I don't know what else. There's probably a duplicate here. But I don't know. Where else did I get? I did an 8 of Hearts up here. Means 8 of Heart isn't in the hand. 8 of Diamond isn't in the hand. I'm pretty sure it meant Jack of Diamonds is in the hand, just in a different spot. That's kind of confusing. Heart is a 7, but not 7 of Heart. No. What this means is this is the right spot. This is supposed to be a Jack, but not the Jack of Diamonds. So it was Jack of Hearts. So this one we never quite figured out what it was. So it might be the other ace, because I don't think any of these other ones are going to fit here. That's the only other option. Ha, we got it. First time. That was a hard one. We got it on the last try. Okay, that was cool. I like that one. That was fun. We're pretty good at these games. I do like these kind of like brain games. There's a lot on here, so we'll definitely be trying that site out a little bit more. That is, sorry, I closed down the site. We'll have to give them, well, I guess maybe in our description or something, we'll have to give credit to somebody. This is mindgames.com. From what I can tell, there's a lot of different games in here. I didn't sign up. I don't think I have an account on here. Although you probably can, because I saw there was like options for like ad free maybe. I'm not really interested in that. I don't mind a 15-second ad. So, all right. Getting a little late. We're gonna wrap up here soon. Hello, Stephen Cage. How are you doing? Thanks for joining us. Glad to have you on. We are officially back. Bargain Brand Wellness is in action after taking the summer off. But we're here. We're here doing our thing, loving life, living the dream. Glad to have some of my wellness warriors jumping back on. Hopefully we can keep y'all coming. We were talking earlier. I know some of you used to join us on Facebook. And listen, I wish we could still do Facebook, but the chats weren't coming through, which kind of defeats the purpose. Doing great. Miss you on here. Yeah, I miss being on here. I was not planning on taking a break from this over the summer. I had planned on just taking a break from school and doing deliveries in order to do this. But we just needed a break altogether. But we're back. We're back 3 days a week. So, but anyway, so yeah, Facebook. And honestly, for multi-streaming, if we really do want to kind of monetize this at some point, we don't want to be on 4 or 5 different things. So as of right now, we're on YouTube, we're on TikTok, we have Twitch. We probably won't touch Twitch again. Facebook will strictly be the Facebook group to let people know we're live. The only other one we are really considering, because I've heard a little bit about it, is a Kick. Don't know much about it. I've never checked it out, but we might kind of consider streaming over there, but that's for in the future. So I don't know who's all still with us on here, but we brought her on Monday, and I say we bring her back for just for a couple minutes. Let's welcome back Nova onto the show. Nova,
absolutely,
how you doing?
And we'll roll with that welcoming vibe. So just imagine you're saying, let's welcome back everyone who's tuning in. Keep it light, a little clever, and forward thinking. And hey, if you want to toss in a quick joke, like, we're live from the PC Command Center, where all the magic and maybe a little tech chaos happens, that's totally on brand. Just keep that encouraging tone, and you're golden.
I like it. We're glad to have be back, Nova. We had a little bit more viewership today than what we did on Monday. Some of our wellness warriors jumped back in, so we wanted to make sure we show the love. Tell them we're glad to have them back on here. You want to give them a hi? How are you?
Absolutely. Well, a big hi, how are ya to all the wellness warriors out there. I'm loving that the squad's growing, and hey, it's always good to see familiar faces, or at least familiar usernames coming back around. So welcome back, everyone. Let's have some fun and dive in.
Yeah, no, and we're actually getting ready to finish up, Nova. I just wanted to bring you back in. Before we go, just kind of a reminder, some of the topics we were talking about. I was doing a review of the intake nasal strips. We went over those. We watched a video on 5 wellness trends to ditch, because today is our Wellness Trends Wednesday. Do you have anything that you'd like to add? A nice little wellness trend that you've found as you scroll online?
Oh, absolutely. I can't resist tossing in a little bonus wellness trend for our Wednesday wrap-up. So here's a quirky one that's been floating around the online wellness world. Face yoga. Yep, that's right. People are out there doing stretches and funny faces in the mirror, all in the name of toning up those facial muscles. It's kind of like a little gym session for your cheeks and forehead. Now, whether it's a game changer or just a fun excuse to make silly faces in the bathroom mirror, I'll leave that up to our wellness warriors to decide. But hey, it's a nice lighthearted note to end on, so if anyone wants to try face yoga, go for it and have a little giggle while you do.
All right, so face yoga, I assume that means just smiling really big and maybe making different facial expressions?
Exactly. You've got it. Face yoga is basically a series of exaggerated facial expressions, smiling wide, puffing out your cheeks, raising your eyebrows like you're very, very surprised, and so on. Basically, it's a little workout for your face muscles. And yeah, it can look a bit goofy, but that's half the fun. So if anyone's looking for a little extra wellness experiment, they can add some face yoga to their routine and maybe get a laugh or two in the process.
Well, Nova, you've piqued my interest. I say we do a little 60-second face yoga led by you. You tell us what to do and we'll do it. Any of my wellness warriors out here watching, don't be afraid to join in. I'm the only one on camera, so I'm the only one who's going to be seen. Whenever you're ready, Nova.
All right, let's do it. We'll have a little face yoga mini session. Everyone watching, feel free to join in from wherever you are. Tim's taking one for the team by being the face of the operation here. So let's start. First, give me your biggest, cheesiest smile like you just heard the funniest joke of the year. Hold that for about 10 seconds and you'll feel those cheek muscles working. Next up, puff out your cheeks like a chipmunk, fill them with air, hold it, and then release. Perfect. Now raise your eyebrows way up high like you just saw something unbelievable. Keep them up there, then relax. And finally, give your jaw...
Can we slow down a little bit?
Absolutely, we can definitely slow it down. We're not in a race, it's just face yoga, so let's take it nice and easy. We'll do each step a little more slowly so everyone can follow along and have a good laugh without rushing. Let's just enjoy it.
All right, go ahead and start us off one step at a time. Let's start with the smiling.
Absolutely, let's do it step by step. All right, everyone, let's start off with that nice, slow, big smile. Just let it spread across your face like you're in absolutely no A. Hold that big, cheerful grin for a good 10 seconds, let those cheek muscles engage, and just enjoy the moment. We're keeping it nice and relaxed. Once you've got that smile going, we'll move on to the next step, but no rush at all.
All right, that was 10 seconds. Let's go ahead and move on to the next one.
Perfect. All right, now that we've got those cheeks warmed up, let's move on to the next step. This time we're going to puff out those cheeks like a chipmunk storing snacks for the winter. So take a deep breath, fill your cheeks with air, and hold that for another 10 seconds. And remember, we're taking it nice and easy. No rush at all. Just enjoy looking a little bit silly and having some fun with it. After that, we'll move on to the next step, nice and slow.
All right, I think we're ready for the next step, Nova.
Awesome. All right, let's move on to the next piece of our face yoga. This time we're going to raise those eyebrows way up high like you just saw something astonishing. Just lift them up and hold them there for a few seconds, nice and slow. This is basically the surprise face yoga move. And once you've got that going, we'll gently relax it. So just enjoy that little lift and hold, and then we'll move on from there.
All right, let's move on to the next one.
You got it. Let's ease into the next step. Now that we've done our surprised eyebrows, let's give our jaw a little love. So just open your mouth wide like you're yawning really big. No rush, just a nice slow stretch for your jaw muscles. Hold that for a few seconds and then gently close your mouth again. It's all about taking it step by step and having a bit of fun. And there you have it. Just a nice, slow and easy face yoga session to wrap things up.
All right, was that the last one?
Yep, that was the grand finale. You've completed your mini face yoga session. So that's all the steps for now. Nice and easy, one at a time. You've given everyone a fun little wellness exercise they can try out anytime they need a quick break or just want to look a little good.
It actually wasn't that bad. The only part for me was hard was the last. I have a very small mouth. I can't open very wide, so that was really the only part that was hard for me, but the rest wasn't that bad at all.
Hey, that's totally fair. Everyone's got their own range, and the whole point is just to have a little fun and do what feels comfortable. So if the jaw stretch was a bit of a challenge, no worries at all. You did great. And hey, if everyone got a laugh or two out of it, mission accomplished. So thanks for jumping in and giving it a shot.
All right, thanks for jumping on, Nova. We will we'll catch you on Friday. See you next time. All right, and we are going to keep bringing Nova on. We'll probably bring Nova on every time because it is pretty cool how she can kind of interact with us. It's not perfect, but yeah, not bad. So so we've been streaming for a while. This length will kind of be our typical length, 1.5 to 2 hours, because we are live. You can find this episode on YouTube if you're not here with us live. I haven't done it yet, but we will be clipping these as well. We'll make smaller videos out of this, as well as our TikToks we'll kind of post on there. Some of which will be on our TikTok account on Off-Brand at Off-Brand Tim. Some of them will be on our Bargain Brand Wellness site or channel on TikTok. And then I might create another channel just because I know they say you don't want to kind of combine video types too much. The games that we played on here, we might kind of put those on a different channel. So keep an eye out for any of those, but click that like, click that follow, click the subscribe or share button. Any buttons you can. Click them. Share our content with everyone. Yeah. So we're going to go ahead and wrap up for the night. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your evening, night. Get your butts to bed. It's 10 o'clock. It's after 10. I got a therapeutic Thursday tomorrow. Hope you have a wonderful day. Hope to see you all on Friday. We're going to be live, and like I said, it's kind of our BBW After Dark episode where we kind of talk about whatever we feel like, and who knows, we may, like I said, I haven't secured anything yet, but we may have our first guest, so we'll see. But yeah, love you all, keep it going, and remember, make it worth your wellness.